Friends, it's Terry Gaines, independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up. In this product spotlight video, I'm going to feature the Autumn Toile Suite collection, which is in Stampin' Up September through December 2025 mini catalog. This product is available for demonstrators right now, and for customers, they can purchase it starting September 3rd. This suite of product has 2 bundles, foil paper, designer series paper, trim, and embellishments. It is absolutely amazing. So I'm going to show you the product, and then I'm going to show you lots of samples that I created using the product. The first bundle is called Amber Autumn. The bundle is the stamp set and dies bundled for 10% savings, or you can purchase the 2 items individually. The stamp set has 7 images. The dies have 5 dies. So what we have here is my sampler where I stamped the images. You have these 2 images, and then you have these 5 sentiments in the stamp set. These 2 images can be cut out with 2 of the 5 dies. This die is really cool. It's a large die that's going to cut out that inside of the image. You determine your width and height, and it cuts out the inside part of that. I did put adhesive sheet behind my cardstock when I cut that out, just to make it easier to adhere that. And I have some samples to share with that. So then the second bundle is called Autumn Trees. This is a stamp set with 7 images and dies with 9 dies. So we have these 5 stamped images that can be cut out with the dies, plus you have 4 additional dies. I do want to let you know the die that cut out this stamped image and this outline are the same. This is actually 2 images or 2 dies. We have the die that gives you that detail in the inside, and then the die overlays that will cut out the outline. And you can line those up and use some post-it notes and cut those both out at the same time. I also love this die. This die is going to cut out these images and then cut this horizon line. You determine how long you want this piece to be. So let me just grab that die for you. That's just going to cut that part out. You determine how you want that width to be. So these are so fun to create with. I'm excited to share the projects I've made with these. But before I show you the projects, there's more product to share with you. The foil paper is called Earthen Toned Metallic 12 by 12. You get 3 sheets of this, and it's kind of between a pecan pie and an early espresso. So I really had fun creating with this. 12 by 12, you get 3 sheets each. This trim is called Irregular Weave 3/8 inch. And it's got that irregular weave, and it feels like it's starched, you know, like starching a doily or something. That's kind of how it feels. So you could create bows with it. I do have a sample where I tied it into a knot, but you can add it for layering. It is really cool. And 10 yards of that, so that's pretty nice. So then we have these embellishments. These are the streaked dots. You get 176. Yep, 176, 2 different sizes, and in person they've got a streaked type image on them, and they are really going to be fun to create with. The designer series paper is 12 by 12. You get 3 each of 4 double-sided prints. This is the first print. Look at those beautiful images, and this is the back side. This is the second print. And this is the back side. This is the third print. This is the back side. And this is the 4th print. And this is the back side. Very, very versatile designer series paper. 12 by 12, 3 each of 4 different double-sided designs. Now these are all the samples I have to share with you. I'm going to start out with the designer series paper samples. I have 4 different cards here. They are all created with the designer series paper, and they are all with the same layout. I used the texture notes die here, the birch wood 3D folder, and then the stylish shape banners there. Just a small piece of designer series paper, but each card, the decorative image, is also the designer series paper. So I put the background of the designer series paper the same color as the background. This background matches the background of the designer series paper. So the same layout, but I just created each card different depending on, with different colors depending on the designer series paper. And I think this might be my favorite. So those were fun to create. So that's right with the designer series paper. This one's using the stamp set, and I just did some masking. I stamped this image first, and then I stamped this one, and this one, and colored those in with the blends. I also used the texture notes dies for that one. This one is one that I used this deer die, and I stamped it. Let me rephrase that. I cut it out with the very vanilla cardstock, and I colored it in with blends. And then I just put a 2 3/8 inch circle behind, have the designer series paper, the birchwood embossing folder, and the stylish shaped dies here. And that turned out really nice. I was happy with that. This one's showcasing those dies that I showed you earlier, the outline die, the detail die that's going to cut that tree out. But then I added this die and attached that with multi-liquid purpose glue. And that's those streaked dots. Just love those. Now this one, I'm going to bring this die back in, or I don't know where I moved it. Oh, here it is. So this one is, I stamped the image, I cut the tree out with that die, but then I also cut it out with this die. And can you see, you can get those detailed images. I colored that in with blends. I cut out the tree or the deer, and I eliminated the cattails on this one. So that's the beauty of it. You can eliminate which images you don't want, and added the dragonfly and bird adhesive embellishments. So those were fun to create. Now these 4 cards I created with the other bundle. This one I stamped, and instead of cutting out with the dies, I fussy cut those out because my background was a darker material or paper, and that's just a personal decision. This is where I use that trim. I just tied it into a knot and added it with a mini glue dot. These images are colored in with Stampin' Blends. I will put the supply list on the bottom of my YouTube video and on my blog post, which I'll have photos of these cards. Now this card, I colored in the other image. Oh, I forgot to tell you something on this. So this is this image here, and that's also the same image. I just cut the acorns out and just tucked them behind that circle. So it's the same image. For this image, I did use the dies. I left the white space, and then I colored those in with blends. And here's where I used this die. I had so much fun with this die, and I only created 2 samples so far, but I did have fun creating them. So this one is that foil paper, the earthen toned metallic paper, and I also cut these out of that same foil paper. Now for this one, I did the same thing, but for this one, I cut that in half. So now I can maximize this. So I cut this just down, found where I could separate that, created this card. It has the wood or the birch wood embossing folder in the back. This is part of the die set. And then now I have this one that I can create a second card. I still have to poke out all of those insert pieces. I'll save that job until I make the card. But can you see how I maximize that? By creating 2 cards with 1 die. I hope you enjoyed these cards that I made. I will put photos of these on my blog. In the text portion of this YouTube video, you'll find a direct link to my blog post. A lot of the products I used are currently available, but the Autumn Toile Suite collection is not available until September 3rd. If you have any questions, please reach out to me, and take care and happy creating.